Hello, I would like to tell you that you're mid. Everybody, welcome back to Project Mid. It's your boy Salami Loop, aka John. Sorry I have not been uploading. I got very sick, and I'm just gonna say that for the sake of time. But today we're talking about the two Brockhampton albums that just released for their final albums. We're talking about The Mountain and The Family. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Check out my other Are They Mids. Check out my Salami Talk podcast. I upload that weekly. And without further ado, let's just hop right into it. Hopefully the microphone wants to stay on for this one because I'm about ready to just fucking freak out. So when we're talking about The Mountain, we're basically talking about a parting gift for fans. It's more for like remembrance of Brockhampton and making sure like you remember that old feel when you first listened to that Brockhampton album that's special in your heart, minus Saturation 2. Very focused on trading verses, collective trading verses. I love the production on this from Matt Champion. It was exclusively produced by Matt Champion. I want to say that's true. I feel like there was a lot more people that produced on this, but no shots at Matt Champion whatsoever. I feel like Merlin did a great job on this. He just delivers on every verse that guy is on. He's insane. This is like a surprise album because they dropped it 2 hours after The Family, I believe. Everybody was like, oh my goodness. Oh, what? The final album? This is the final album. What? Brockhampton. If you want that old feel of how Brockhampton was when they first came out with like Saturation and then Saturation 2 and all that, then The Mountain is definitely like just a sweet little cherry, you know, like they just give you a sweet little piece of chocolate and you're like, here, there you go. But you know, The Mountain is definitely the weaker one of the two for sure, without a doubt. They don't really address any of the issues that the band actually went through, you know, in their whole careers and everybody. They do a little bit, but it's not to the extent that Kevin Abstract did on The Family. When we're talking about The Family, Kevin Abstract is definitely the main focal point of this entire album. They announced this album after they were like, I think it was at Coachella, Brockhampton, they were performing, and they were like, we're gonna not use social media anymore. We're against social media. Couple months go by, and there's the link to YouTube for a music video, and they're like, it's in the air. Final album, and then 2 hours later, here comes The Mountain. I don't really believe that this is their final album. I mean, I'm accepting if it is, and I'm just going to take it with a grain of salt, but they said that about Roadrunner, and here's The Family and The Mountain, so, like, what's going on, guys? I like how Kevin Abstract basically collected all of the issues that the band was going through, and all the experiences that they had together, and memories, and he just like kind of like simplified it into a sweet message to say this is how it's going to end. Don't remember the bad times, just remember the good times. And it's kind of like what Eminem did with the whole Ja Rule beef he had. I think it was like Bear Boy. Isn't that his name? Bear Boy. Correct? Yeah, someone's going to correct me because I probably said it wrong. There's like a ton of members in this fucking group. But I think it was Bear Boy, and then there's another guy, I forget his name, and they both like co-produced this album. And I think Kevin put his 2 cents in a production, but like Kevin really just went ham with like most of the vocals on The Family is Kevin Abstract, which is insane. Pitchfork gave this a 7.2, and I don't know that reviewer's name. I think his name's like Fantino or something, the dude that like wants to be Logic. I think he said some shit about this album, and now like no one likes him. So there's that. Just like I said about The Mountain, this is like a bittersweet wrap up, but like more of a message behind it, dedicated towards people such as like Dominic Fike. I think I heard something about Amir in there, you know, the whole thing with Amir, you know, sexually assaulting kids or something like that, and they kicked them out the group. They were like, oh, we're not having that. How I rated both of these albums is I rated both of them separately, and then I just took the median and right, isn't that the median thing? You guys remember that from school? I took the mean. That's it. I took the mean of both of them. So if I'm rating The Mountain and The Family collectively and respectfully, I'm going to give them a 7.6 out of 10. And honestly, I mean, the calculator gave me that answer. I feel like that answer is wrong, but like, you know, when does the calculator lie? It doesn't. So like, it's crazy. I know, right? 7.6 out of 10. The reason it's that is because The Mountain got a way lower score than The Family, and The Mountain really just drug it down a little bit. I'm kind of sad about that because The Mountain, even though it's a great piece, it just did not uphold to The Family, which is just a masterpiece of an album. I mean, there's some flaws in it, don't get me wrong. Solid album, I do say so myself. I love it's like a bow, putting the bow on the present and just handing it to you, like, yeah, here you go. And then, you know, right after that, your grandma comes around with The Mountain, you know, it's like a little chocolate bar, and you're like, oh, don't forget this. so you remember me. If I had to go into the negatives about both of them, one negative I would say is that even though like not most of the members are on the family and it's mainly Kevin, that they both kind of sound the same. I guess the family's more rap based and like you definitely hear that with the beats. The negative is like the beats on the family aren't as good as the beats on the mountain. I will point that out. The mountain drug down the family. So 7.6 out of 10. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you prayed for me to get sick, and that's why I'm coughing up a storm. Oh, shit. So this has been Project Mid with The Mountain and the family from Brockhampton. I do not believe this is their last album at all. I feel like they're going to come out with one in like maybe another year or so. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. But if it is, I love you, Brockhampton. You're a big part of my life. A lot of my friends listen to Brockhampton, and it just like has a special place in my heart, so figured why not make a video about it, you know. So make sure you check out my other Are They Mids, check out my other project mids, and make sure you check out my podcast, Salami Talk, and review it, please. I want to start reading reviews on the podcast at the end and reading you guys' name out there. And, you know, I'm still trying to figure out how to read them, but, you know, we're going to get there, and I'm going to do it. So just please review it. It actually means a lot to me if you review it, so please do that. Yeah, without further ado, this is Salami Loop, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.